What's good, family? Yesterday we talked about frustration. To review, frustration happens when there's a situation in our life, and when we view it, or we think about it, or we're in it, we have this picture that it should be this way. Things should go like this. This is the picture that I want it to be. But the reality is, it doesn't come up like that. I want to stay calm and cool and collected and keep my wits around me in tough situations and confrontation. But every time I'm in a confrontation, I just shut down, or I just get angry, or I just yell, or I just avoid it. I want to make something happen. I want to go to the gym, but I'm nervous about going to the gym. My body doesn't look the way I want it to look. I don't really know that much about working out, so I put it off. I procrastinate. I don't take the steps that I don't need to take. I may even, on the other side of it, I may, to get that sense of accomplishment, I'll start, I'll distract myself with food and alcohol and music and trying to be, not that music is a bad thing, but, if we're wasting time and taking care of what we know we should be taking care of because that thing is scary to us, it becomes a distraction, and it takes away from us even being able to address what needs to be taken care of. And the fact of the matter is, the problem doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. It doesn't get smaller just by ignoring it. It doesn't fix it. A lot of times, the things that are happening just continue happening. So our negative reaction and our negative feeling about it, our frustration to it grows. Our fear of it grows. Our anxiety around that situation grows. So when we face it, though, and we address it, mind you, I feel like it's important to say that, the more that we address things through the lens of, love and recognizing other people's humanity, especially when it's a situation with another person. But the more that we address things that way, and knowing that I want to show up, I want to continue doing what I know that I should be doing in my heart. The more that we face those situations and have the conversations that we need to have, and in a way that we want to have them, the smaller that problem becomes, the less scary it gets in our mind, the less the work that the negative habits and actions are doing, the less effect that starts to have, because you start counteracting that with good, with intention, with alignment to yourself, actions that align to yourself, words that align to yourself. So my question is, how do you respond when you're frustrated? When you're in frustrated situations, how do you show up? And why? Why do you respond like that? What has happened that makes you respond to frustration like that? The other question is, how do you want to respond in frustrating situations? What do you want to know about yourself and be able to say about yourself and know these things? Like, not just hope them, not just think them, but be able to point to them as evidence of, I respond calmly under pressure, and here is my examples. I respond like this in this situation, and here is my examples. I want to remain strong in this way, and this is the way that I protect that. How do you want to respond under frustrating situations, and why do you want to do it? Short, just 2 questions, man, just to review. When we're frustrated, we have ways of dealing with it. Frustration is a response to stress. Stress brings anxiety. Our brains want to protect us from feeling that stress, so we'll distract ourselves, we'll withdraw, we will be confrontational, or we'll act. And it's not always negative, but often it can be if we're not aware. So, that type of situation happens, and often we don't feel good about the way that we're responding ourselves, which kind of just creates this cycle. Something bad happens, we feel bad about it, we feel bad about how we feel about it or how we responded to it, and then we just kind of continue the cycle. So since we feel bad, we do more things that we feel bad about because I look at myself negatively, if that makes sense. So when we're responding and addressing frustration and stress in a healthy way, we're aligning that with ourselves. We are knowing that if this thing exists and I don't address it, I'm going to feel bad about myself, the situation, the person, and I don't want to feel like that. So instead of building this up, I will address this now at the place that it needs to be addressed at before it grows into this monster and my response is way out of character. I will address this now, and either we can start fixing it, or I can start viewing it a different way, or I can walk away from it. But I can find peace. Not that it's easy, but I can find peace. And again, those questions to kind of look at how we're responding to that frustration today. How do you respond in frustrating situations, and why is that? Why is that the way that you respond? And how do you want to respond in frustrating situations? How do you want to respond in stressful situations? And why is that the way that you want to respond? What does that, or will that, or would that say about you that you would be in agreement with, and that would be in alignment with yourself and your character? Love y'all.